Hello students, welcome to CET Sankalp classes. So we have completed kinetic theory of gases and thermal properties of matter. So our next topic we are going to discuss, that is oscillation and waves. Okay, so this chapter consists of what do you mean by oscillation, what do you mean by different types of motions, then some of the related terms for the oscillatory motion. Then here we will discuss wave nature and when the particle is in a circular motion, which all types the motion is exhibited, that we are going to discuss in detail. So before going for the MCQs question, let us see the synopsis from this chapter. So first point. So oscillations, first we are going to define what is periodic motion. So in oscillation, understanding periodic motion, it is very, very important. So see here, periodic motion means what? A motion which repeat itself over and over again after a regular interval of time is called as what? Periodic motion. So periodic motion means what? Which repeats at regular intervals of time. So in short, now here the motion which repeats in regular interval of time is called as what? Periodic motion. And the fixed interval of the time after which the motion is repeated is called period of the motion. So in which time interval the motion is repeated, it is called as period of motion. For example, so you people will be having classes of like 40 minutes, 45 minutes or 1 hour. So here whatever this interval is there, this is fixed. Okay, so this interval is fixed. So that is what? That is period of motion. So time after which the motion repeats, that is 50 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is there, that is called as period of motion. Next, oscillatory or vibratory motion. So what is oscillatory or vibratory motion? Oscillatory or vibratory motion is that motion in which a body moves to and fro or back and forth repeatedly about a fixed point in a definite interval of time is called as vibratory motion or oscillatory motion. Means the to and fro motion. In simple, we can say that the to and fro motion of the body is called as oscillatory or vibratory motion. Okay. So in such motion, the body is confined with the well-defined limit. Means here, if it is, even though it is moving freely, whatever the end position is there, means up to what limit it is going, no, that position is fixed from the mean position, means from the center or from the origin, that is fixed, that is called as what? Therefore we say that it is in the limit on either side of the mean position. So oscillatory motion is also called as what? Harmonic motion. So oscillatory motions are also called as what? Harmonic motions here. So what is harmonic and non-harmonic oscillation? Harmonic oscillation is that oscillation which can be expressed in terms of single harmonic function, that is either sine or cosine. It is called as what? Harmonic oscillation. See here, we can represent a wave by using either y is equal to a sine omega t, or we can express in terms of what? That is a cos omega t. So this is called as what? Harmonic oscillation. It is called as harmonic oscillation. Okay, which is expressed in terms of a single harmonic function, right? So next we have some of the simple terms like what is time period. It is nothing but the time taken for one oscillatory motion is called as time period, and time period we express in terms of seconds. Frequency. What is frequency? It is defined as the number of periodic motion executed by the body per second, and there 1 second only how many times the motion is repeated, that is called as what? Frequency. And the time taken for that one motion is nothing but what? It is time period. The unit of frequency is hertz. It is denoted by the letter HZ. You can see on the PPT. Okay, the unit of time period and the unit of frequency here we have. Next we have angular frequency. So what is angular frequency? Here a body is executing periodic motion, it is equal to the product of frequency and the factor 2f. And the factor 2f, it is called as angular frequency. So expression we have written, see, angular frequency omega is equal to, it is omega is equal to 2 pi n. SI unit of omega is, that is frequency is hertz here. So omega is also represented for angular velocity also. Okay, don't get confused here. Angular frequency and angular velocity, we represent it with omega itself. So in that case, if it is angular velocity, its unit will be radian per second. If omega is frequency, then it is hertz. If it is angular velocity, then the unit is radian per second. So what is displacement? In general, the name displacement is given to a physical quantity which undergoes a change with time in a periodic motion. Means here, if the motion is changing with respect to time, that is displacement. So in periodic motion, we define displacements in this terms. Okay. Next, phase. What do you mean by phase? Phase of a vibrating particle at any instant. It is a physical quantity which completely express the position and direction of motion. So phase is nothing but it is a physical quantity. So which is expressed in terms of position and direction of motion of the particle at that instant with respect to its mean position, with respect to its mean position. Okay. So phase ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು physical quantity. So which is completely expressed, means in that instant of time, what is the position and direction of the body is given by the quantity called as phase here. So in oscillatory motion, the phase of a vibrating particle is the argument of sine and cosine function which is involved to represent the generalized equation of motion. So the generalized equation of motion is given by, see the equation, that is y is equal to a sine theta, where theta can be written as, that is omega t plus pi naught, where it is denoted by, theta is denoted by omega c divided by pi naught. Okay. Now, see, so that omega t plus pi naught is called as what? Phase of vibrating particle. It is called as phase of vibrating particle. Okay. Next. So initial phase, initial phase is also called as epoch. Initial phase is also called as epoch. So when it is initial phase, the time interval will be 0. Means the it is the beginning of the motion here. Therefore, the time will be 0. So in that case, the theta becomes pi naught, because what is our theta is equal to? It is omega t plus pi naught. So when t is equal to 0, theta is equal to pi naught you will get. So this is called as what? Angle of epoch. It is called as angle of epoch. Okay. Next. So same phase. What do you mean by same phase here? Two vibrating particles are said to be in the same phase if the phase difference between them is an even multiple of pi, or path difference is an even multiple of lambda by 2. So when you can say that the two waves are in the same phase, when they have the path difference of even multiple of pi, that is phase difference, and path difference of even multiple of lambda by 2. So this is called as what? That is same phase. Okay. Next, what is opposite phase here? Means here the angle will be 180 degrees. See, when the two vibrating particles cross their respective mean position at the same time moving in opposite direction, then the phase difference between the two vibrating particle is 180 degree. The phase difference between the vibrating particle is how much? 180 degree. So opposite phase means, see, in case of even phase or the same phase, the phase difference and the particle, that path difference you understood. So it is lambda, even multiple of lambda by 2 and even multiple of pi. In case of opposite phase, that is phase difference is odd multiple of pi. In bracket it is written, see, odd multiple means it is pi 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi. And path difference is odd multiple of lambda, that is lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, so on. Or the time interval is an odd multiple of t divided by 2. So next, phase difference. What is phase difference? See, if two particles performs SHM, that is simple harmonic motion. If two particles performs a simple harmonic motion and their equation are, that is y1 is equal to a sine omega t plus pi 1 and y2 is equal to a sine omega t plus pi 2. Then phase difference delta pi is equal to, so this is difference between them. So if you simplify, you will get it as pi 2 minus pi 1. See, phase difference is given by pi 2 minus pi 1. Right? Next, what do you mean by simple harmonic motion? Let us see. So simple harmonic motion is nothing but it is a special type of periodic motion. Periodic motion means what? It is the motion which repeats at regular interval of time is called as periodic motion. Simple harmonic motion is the type of the periodic motion in which a particle moves to and fro repeatedly about a mean position under a restoring force which is directed towards the mean position and whose magnitude at that instant is directly proportional to the displacement. See, in short, how I can define this simple harmonic motion is, it is a type of periodic motion where restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement of the particle and the body is trying to come towards the mean position. So you can see we have one expression, F is directly proportional to minus kx. Why it is minus kx? Because here the force and the displacement are in the opposite direction, therefore we take minus sign. Okay, the SI unit of this k, that is k, is called as force constant. We have F is equal to minus kx, where k is called as force constant and the SI unit is Newton per meter and the dimension is mt raised to minus 2. Okay, so this is what that is a simple harmonic motion and its expression. Next, displacement in SHM. So let us see what is the value of displacement or some related terms for the simple harmonic motion. Okay, see this. The displacement of a particle executing simple harmonic motion at any instant is given by, see that y is equal to a sine omega t plus or minus pi. So y is equal to a sine omega t plus or minus pi is what? Displacement of the particle which is executing simple harmonic motion, where a is amplitude, omega is angular frequency, t is the instantaneous time. Okay. So small t is instantaneous time and capital T we take it for time period. Okay. So n is the frequency, right? If the projection is taken on x-axis, then the equation is given by x is equal to a cos 2 pi by t into t plus or minus pi. So in this equation, the reciprocal of time period is called as what? Frequency. I hope you know this concept. That is, the reciprocal of frequency is called as what? Time period. Therefore, that 1 by t is, it can be written as n. 1 by t is equal to n. See the equation. X is equal to a cos 2 pi n into t plus or minus pi. Okay. So as I told you, capital T is time period, small t is the instantaneous time. The reciprocal of time period is frequency. Therefore, in the equation, we are getting 2 pi n into t plus or minus pi. Next, velocity in SHM. So what is velocity in SHM? Velocity of the particle executing SHM at any instant is defined as the time rate of change of its displacement at that instant. See, the expression for velocity is given by, so velocity is same only, it is what? Change of displacement is called as what? Velocity. So expression for velocity is given by, see that V is equal to omega under root of a square minus y square. So here omega is angular frequency, a is amplitude, so y is the displacement. Okay, so AB is equal to omega into bracket a square under root of a square minus y square. See students, in this chapter we have many formulas. You need to practice all the formulas to understand the MCQs, right? Okay. Next. So some of the important points here. So some shortcut answers you can write by this concept. See that. In SHM, there is in simple harmonic motion, velocity is maximum at equilibrium position. Velocity is maximum at equilibrium position. So from equation 1, you can write it as V max is equal to A into omega. A into omega here. So why we are getting this here? When cos omega t is equal to 1, which means that theta is equal to how much? It is 0. Theta is equal to how much? It is 0. Therefore, you will get V max is equal to A into W. Next. So here V max is equal to A omega when Y is equal to A. That is Y is equal to A in the sense that is A is what? It is amplitude. It is amplitude. So when displacement is equal to the maximum amplitude, we can write V max is equal to A into omega, right? Okay, students, let us see the next point. So here, next, acceleration in simple harmonic motion. So some of the important points for that, see, acceleration is given by omega squared into y. It is not a constant. So equations of translatory motion cannot be applied here. We cannot apply the equation of a translatory motion. Okay. See, here acceleration is equal to what we are getting? We are getting it as omega square into y. You need to remember what is acceleration expression. So when it is maximum and when it is minimum. So acceleration is maximum at the extreme position and it is minimum at the mean position, right? So therefore we can write that A max is equal to omega square into A. Therefore sine omega t is equal to maximum when it is equal to 1. When it is equal to 1, right? Therefore, t is equal to, we take it as t by 4. So next we have the diagram, phase diagram. That time you will understand this. So in SHM, acceleration is minimum at mean position. Therefore, A minimum is equal to 0 when sine omega t is equal to 0. When sine omega t is equal to 0. Okay. Acceleration is always directed towards the mean position and so is always opposite to displacement, and it is always opposite to the displacement here. So here you can see that competitive study of displacement. Here you can see the graph and you can understand that. See, displacement y is equal to, so here displacement y is equal to a sine omega t. Velocity, what we know, velocity v is equal to a omega cos omega t, that is a omega sine omega t plus pi by 2. So half angle formula use ಮಾಡಿ cos omega t ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು sin ಅಲ್ಲಿ convert ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, that is sin omega t plus pi by 2. So acceleration, we know that it is minus a omega square sin omega t again. So this Sine omega t can be written as sine of omega t plus pi. So there we have minus a omega square sine omega t. Therefore, we will get it as a omega square sine omega t plus pi. So from that, we can have a graph here. You can see the nature of the graph. Okay, see that. So displacement and time we have. Time along x-axis, displacement along y-axis. Here we have actually three graphs. One is for displacement, first one. Second one is velocity. Third one for acceleration. You can see the nature of the graph. In displacement, the motion is starting from the mean position. In velocity and in acceleration, how it is changing, you can see this from the graph. Next. The velocity amplitude is omega times the displacement amplitude. Here we say that from the graph, what we can say, the velocity amplitude is omega times the displacement amplitude. Okay, you can observe it from the graph that velocity amplitude is omega times the displacement amplitude. I'll just re-display that this one graph. You just see that first point we say that. Observe the second graph. Observe the second graph, middle one. There, the velocity amplitude is, you can see it is written as plus a omega and minus a omega for velocity graph. And for displacement, here it is written only plus a and minus a. Therefore, we say that the velocity amplitude is omega times the displacement amplitude. In the same way, now you see first and last one, that is displacement and acceleration graph. The acceleration amplitude is omega square times the displacement amplitude, right? Next, in simple harmonic motion, the velocity is ahead of displacement by phase angle pi by 2. Now you see velocity and displacement. See, the velocity is ahead of the phase angle of pi by 2. You can see the difference between the first and second graph. So second graph is ahead of the first graph by the angle of pi by 2. Then first and the third one, or first, second and third, you can take velocity and acceleration. See that here the acceleration is ahead of velocity by the phase angle of pi by 2. Right? Next, the acceleration is ahead of displacement by the phase angle of pi here, by the phase angle of pi. So this is conclusion what we can give based on this graph. Okay. Next, energy in SHM. See, a particle executing SHM, it possesses two types of energy. One is potential energy and kinetic energy. The potential energy is given by, so potential energy is given by what? It is due to with respect to its mean position. Kinetic energy is due to its extreme position. So potential energy is given by U is equal to half m omega square into y square. Half m omega square into y square, where m is the mass, omega is angular frequency, y is the displacement. So you can see omega square can be written as k by m as next. So this can also be simplified as, because we know that y is equal to a sine omega t, students, right? So now ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, y place ಅಲ್ಲಿ a sin omega t ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. Okay, so ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಿದೆ y square ಇದೆ, therefore we will get it as a square sin square omega t, half m omega square a square sin square omega t. Next, so this potential energy maximum and equal to total energy at extreme positions. It is equal to total energy at the extreme position. So what is the condition? What must be the condition there? That is U max is equal to, that is potential energy maximum is equal to half Ka square is equal to half m omega square into a square, because K value is what? M omega square. You can see from the above line, that is K value is m omega square. So when y is equal to plus or minus a, omega t is equal to pi by 2. Next, So this potential energy is minimum when y is equal to 0, omega t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0. Simple. Next, second type of energy, kinetic energy. This is because of the velocity of the particle. The kinetic energy is given by what? Half mv square. We know v is equal to a omega cos omega t. Therefore, v square is equal to a square omega square cos square omega t. So it can be written as half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. So ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಸೈಡ್ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ. That is v is equal to under omega into under root of a square minus y square. Therefore, we can substitute the value and we can write it as k is equal to half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. So kinetic energy is maximum at mean position and equal to total energy at mean position. Therefore, k max is equal to. So see in this chapter where maximum minimum value ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay, so kinetic energy maximum ಯಾವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ when y is equal to 0, t is equal to 0, omega t is equal to 0, we get it as half m omega square into a square. The kinetic energy is minimum at extreme position. So therefore k minimum is equal to 0 when y is equal to a, t is equal to t by 4. Therefore total energy is given by sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy. So before this you saw what is potential energy. So potential energy equation ಮತ್ತೆ kinetic energy equation ಅನ್ನ substitute ಮಾಡಿ you will get total energy. So equation ಅನ್ನ simplify ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ the total energy is given by half m omega square into a square. Half m omega square into a square. Correct? Next. See. Energy position graph. Next we have energy position graph. Kinetic energy k is equal to, it is half m omega square into bracket a square minus y square. It is a square minus y square. So potential energy is given by half m omega square into y square. Therefore total energy is what? Half m omega square into a square. So you can see side one graph ide alli nodi. So dotted line, that is potential energy, kinetic energy is the curve. So how the nature of the curve is there, you can observe it. Next concept. Time period. Time period and frequency of simple harmonic motion. So time period is what? 2 pi divided by omega. Omega value is, actually it is what? Omega can be written as omega square is equal to, it is k by m. Therefore, omega is equal to root of k by m. So frequency is given by what? Reciprocal of time period. Therefore, we can write it as what? 1 by 2f, 2 pi into bracket root of k divided by m. So remember the equation for time period and the frequency. Okay. Next. In different types of simple harmonic motion, the quantities m and k will go on taking different forms. So here you can see the other forms of equation also. See that. T is equal to 2 pi root of inertia factor and the spring factor. So frequency is what? Reciprocal of that. So you can reverse it and you can write it for frequency also. So what is the spring factor here? Spring factor is, it is force per unit displacement. So force per unit displacement anna ನಾವು spring factor anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ in simple harmonic motion. What is inertia factor? So inertia factor for mass of the body executing SHM and in angular SHM. So here K stands for the restoring torque. Restoring torque per unit angular displacement. Okay. So this is regarding time period and the frequency. Next. So that equation only we have written in terms of mathematical terms. So time period is equal to 2 pi under root of m by k, m divided by k. K is what? Force per unit displacement. So now, so force can be written as what? Mass into acceleration. So displacement will go to the numerator. Therefore, this is equal to 2 pi under root of mass will get cancelled. Therefore, displacement by acceleration, that is nothing but 2 pi under root of y by a. So time period is also given by 2 pi root of y by a. Next, frequency is given by. So frequency you can see here, it is given by reciprocal of that. That is 1 by 2 pi under root of acceleration by displacement. Then the last point of this chapter is simple pendulum. So this simple pendulum, an ideal simple pendulum, it consists of a heavy point mass suspended by a weightless, inextensible and perfectly flexible string from a rigid support about which it is free to oscillate. It is free to oscillate. It is called as simple pendulum. It is suspended by the weightless, inextensible and perfectly flexible string. I hope you have seen the simple pendulum. The time period of a simple pendulum, we derive it as 2 pi root of L divided by G. So this time period of a simple pendulum can be derived with two methods. One is by using dimension analysis method and one is by simple harmonic concept. Okay. Next. So spring pendulum, what is spring pendulum? See here, a point mass which is suspended, a point mass which is suspended. From a mass which is less spring or placed on a frictionless horizontal plane which is attached with spring, constitutes a linear harmonic spring pendulum. So here you can see the spring pendulum and the expression for spring pendulum is given by, see that this T is equal to 2 pi root of inertia factor by spring factor. So same only, it is like your simple pendulum. Okay. So just now we saw the time period and frequency expression, same only we have here. So the last important point is the time period of a spring pendulum, it depends on the mass, that is directly proportional to mass, and frequency is inversely proportional to the mass. Therefore, greater the mass than the inertia, and so less will be the frequency. So mass jasti iddastu frequency kammi irutte. Okay. So mass is more, the time period will be more. Simple logic. The time period, it depends on the force constant K. So you can see that it is inversely proportional. So when for time period it is inversely proportional, for frequency it is directly proportional to root K. It is directly proportional to root K here. Okay. See this. Then last, the time period of a spring pendulum is independent of acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, we keep proper time everywhere on a hill or a moon or in a satellite, and the time period of a spring pendulum will not change inside a liquid if damping effect are neglected. So what is damping effect and all in waves chapter we will discuss. So these are the synopsis based on only oscillation and simple harmonic motion. So if the spring has a mass m and it is suspended with the small mass m, effective mass is given by, so effective mass is given by m plus m by 3. Small m is mass of the, that whatever the substance you are suspending. Capital M is what? Mass of the spring. Therefore, time period is equal to 2 pi root of effective mass divided by K. Effective mass divided by K. So this completes the synopsis part based on your oscillation part. Okay. So after oscillation synopsis, we will go for the MCQs of oscillation chapter. Then waves synopsis and waves MCQs. After this, we can discuss. Okay, students. So remember all the formulas. Please practice. Write all the formulas at one place so that you can understand the numericals MCQs easily. Okay. So let us continue with the MCQs in the next class. Okay, everyone. Thank you.